we got some raw footage of Paul doing the thing that he loves, which is skateboarding. I'd like to have Paul come up real quick. Hi, Paul. How long have you skated?
About a year and a half.
Okay. So Paul's just gonna tell you why you love skating and what it does for you and how do you glorify God with it.
I guess the reason why I like skating is because I was getting out of the past and starting in the future with my brother, and I guess I can give this to God because he gave me a future, instead of the past, which the past is gone. I guess that's it.
All right.
We'll be doing a spoken word mashup. Okay.
Mashed spoken word.
Mashed spoken word. Here we go. Dear God, I want to write you a letter of reflection, and hopefully you can understand my emotion that is bottled up inside. It's difficult for me to hide, but I try not to cry. But I can't take this any longer. Will you be able to hear me out because I'm not getting any stronger? I need you more than I need my own family. You already know how important they are to me. You're the only one that can see and understand my imperfection in me, but still be able to love me for me. Despite the things that I've done, no matter how much I've run away from you or have failed you, you stay true to your word and still remain faithful. Teach me your ways and help me face the obstacles that is ahead of me. Help me become more sensitive to your word so I can fully see that you're always with me wherever I go. Because I need assurance and want to know that I am safe in your hands. Truly you understand, since you create my inmost being. In return I give you my thanksgiving. Oh praise, I'm ashamed to show you my face, but I pray that you will strengthen me in my own weakness and grant me true happiness in you, and surely you take care of the rest. All I have to do is give my best. Help me be the child that you want me to be, and help me see how sin can truly corrupt me, because I want to be more.
More than just a passerby who let life pass him by. More than just an anonymous blogger or a disappearing sun in a moonlit sky. To know that my life counted for something, even if it was just one thing. These thoughts have been brewing like coffee in the pot, or like when beef gets stewing, time to stop sitting, time to get doing. Whether they're cheering or booing, I can't live for that crowd that I'm pursuing, cause I got a goal in mind. And before the end of time, when my remains are left behind, I hope they'll post a sign in the place where you'll find my headstone sitting above my grave. Let it say that I was saved, let it say that I was well behaved, but most of all, let it say that I gave everything I had. So what if people thought I was mad? I put it all on the line for the ugly and the bad, and as well as the good, because I was representing a different kind of hood, where it's understood that man is more than just a bag of bones, more than just a 6-day experiment with clones. More than just fine cars and fancy homes. More than just poor peeps on the streets overwhelmed by hurricanes and floods, overrun by big rats and fat thugs, more than just a bling of rings and more than just the possession of things. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, but the symphony won't start unless there's community among the brass, woodwinds, percussion, and the strings. And this brings me back to my role in the band. To move the song forward, I must play my notes on the stand. And so I'm looking to the conductor to wave his hand, because he knows the way to the promised land. So when he sways, I will play, sometimes soft and other times loud. Marked with humbleness, but always dignified and proud. I will play because my song's got to mean something. Even if it puts others to sleep while it gets other people jumping. Even if the radio stations ain't pumping my vibe, that's alright, because I live life alive. So if I don't see 10 and 3 score, cut me like an apple and examine my core. Pass along the seeds and plant them in another 4, and they'll say, we want to be more. Why?
Because I want to be more than I am now. My only question is how. I know you have some answer. I want to be serious for you like fighting my own cancer. I want to praise you with everything that I have in my own hands. I know it's not enough, but I pray you understand. I miss you. I miss how you make me cry and how you make me feel inside. The assurance of safety. And it really makes me feel happy. Help me love your word and help me read it daily. Because honestly speaking, I can get lazy. Help me fight that, because I do have that tendency to walk away from it. But help me love it. Help me love you like how you love me. I want to believe that if I die, I'm with you for the eternity. I know I am imperfect and I'm still lacking, but I give you my everything. In your hands and lay everything in your feet. With you, I feel complete. Thank you, God, for listening and for your time for everything. Sincerely, Marvin Breon.
going through grades, scratching up in junior high, actually even to high school, I feared coming in the front of the class to speak. But you wouldn't know that now. I've overcome that. God has given me victory over that. So I like to talk, I like to share stories, I like to tell jokes. It's for the young kids. This little girl was taken to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor to examine her and cover. You've heard this already. I said, let me open your mouth now, Susie. I'm going to check your mouth, and sticks the stick in there. Ooh, look at that. I see Donald Duck in there. No. Is that Donald Duck? No. Okay, let me check your ears. She puts the screen up there and checks under your ears. Look at that. Is that Mickey Mouse in there? No. Okay, let's check your heart. Heart beating. Check the heart. Get the man's ears and so on. Ooh, I think I hear, I think I hear Ichiro in there. No, it's Jesus is in there, and he loves me very much. Okay, a older couple were married, been married 50 years, and they had a big celebration at the church, and one couple, they prayed to God, and God said you can each have a wish. And so the wife said, oh, wow, I wish that I had tickets to travel all over the world. Boom, there it was, tickets in her hand, and ready to travel. And the father, or the husband said, well, I wish I had a 30-year-old younger wife to have. So, boom, there he was, 90 years old. Anyway, I want to tell a story. Back in junior high, when I was then junior high, the style of clothes for guys was white Levi jeans. Now this is an embarrassing story, but I gotta tell you. White Levi jeans, and I had these, they call them low quarter shoes, and then when you walked on them, they made a clicking sound like women's high heel shoes. And so we used to walk, and the basement where I lived, my parents' house, had cement floors. So I'm walking click, click, click everywhere, with those shoes. And so that morning I got up a little bit early, got dressed, and was ready to go. And I got some time. I'm gonna go into the dark room and work on some pictures. My dad had taught us the photography, and we had a dark room all set up with an enlarger and developer and chemicals down there and negatives to make pictures with and stuff. So I did all that stuff. So I'm in there working on these pictures. Now, there's a magazine that came out at that time, and one of the magazines had a picture of Cheryl Ladd. Now, this is an old movie star, because I'm way back when this happened. But compared to some movie star today, some hot chick, whatever. And there was an article in there about a shampoo, but just a little bit of words covered her hair, not much. So I took that picture out of the magazine, set on the enlarger, put a negative print up there, and took a picture of it. Came out good. So I made copies of it. So here I was in school. Hey, I had Cheryl Ladd come to my house, and I took pictures of her. She posed. Here, see? I had these pictures coming out. Well, that was part of the reason I went to the dark room that morning. But in the process of working on those pictures, I spilt developed on the front of my pants. White Levi jeans. And, oh man. So I went out to the bottom, other part of the basement where the kitchen, or the sink was, to towel there, and I dry my pants. I better change. And looked at time, I gotta go to school, I'm too late. So, well, it'll dry. So I walk into school. I get to school, first period's okay, but by the end of the first period, the pants dried pretty good. But they turned yellow. Yellow. White Levi jeans, yellow stain right there in the front. Oh, man. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't go in. So I'm carrying my books around the school like this in front of my pants. Oh, man. That was an experience I'll never forget. Thank you.
Tapos na ang lahat, nandito pa rin ako. Eto nakatulala sa mundo. Hindi mo maiisip hindi mo makikita mga pangarap ko para sa'yo. Hindi ko maisip kung wala ka. Buhay ko. Nariyan ka pa ba? Hindi ka na matanaw. Kung merong madadaan na pasulong, pasulong. Hindi ko maisip kung wala ka. Sa buhay ko. Sundan mo ang paghimig na lulad na aking pinatatanto. Sundan mo ang paghimig ko. Hindi ko maisip kung wala ka. Sa buhay ko. Hindi ko maisip kung wala ka. Sa buhay ko.
All right.
That's just fun. There's two boys. They skipped school that day. They're hanging out by the cemetery. It was near the church. It's a small town. It's a big church. And there's two horse chestnut trees, right out by the main gate of the cemetery. And the chestnuts had fallen down on the ground, scattered around. These two boys, hey, wow, these are cool. Let's collect them. And they held their shirts up, started putting them in their shirt. And they got quite a few. And then they saw right by the entrance to the main gate of the cemetery was these two large, beautiful chestnuts. Oh, look at that. There's two of them. One for you, one for me. Hey, let's get those. But just then they heard a noise down the road a little bit, and they got a little bit afraid because they weren't supposed to be out there. Ooh, let's hide. Go to the cemetery and we'll hide. We'll hide behind one of the tombstones. So they run to the cemetery and hide behind the tombstone. And sure enough, this guy comes walking by the cemetery, but he hears a noise. What's that? There's a noise in the cemetery. He starts to listen and hears this voice. One for you and one for me. See, one of the boys said, we'll put the chestnuts in 1 pound and we'll divide them up, okay? And so I'll divide them up and I'll just, one for you and one for me. We'll do that way till we get to the end. And so, but this guy hears a voice and he says, one for you and one for me. And one for you, one for me. And the guy goes, no, the Lord's come. He's dividing up the dead. Oh, I gotta tell the pastor. I gotta, he runs down to the corner, near the church. He runs in the church. Pastor, you gotta come. The Lord's come. He's dividing the dead. I heard it myself. What? No. No, come on. You gotta come down. You can hear it. They run down to the cemetery, to the main gate, and then, listen, they hear this. One for you, one for me. And these two guys are listening. Oh, the pastor's got confused. Wait a minute, I wasn't taught this. Nothing in the Bible. One for you, one for me. And then the boy goes, and then one for me. And that was it. And he had one more than the other guy, the other boy. And they go, wait a minute, you have one more than I have. That's okay. You can have those two nuts out by the main gate. Sitting by the fire with a hound dog by my side. He's as busy as can be. He's scratching fleas and I'm toasting leaves. Nothing to worry about. Lest the gold darn fire goes out. Then I throw out a log for me and my dog. Sitting by the fire, holding my britches. Don't need no stitches unless the weather switches round. Then it was breezy, I take it easy, 'cause that's a good excuse to sit down. I must have been born tired, I guess. But we'll make it up, me and my pup, sitting by the fire. Some people slaving, keeps them a-craving, and saving every dollar bill. Some say they're crazy, I say they're lazy. What's the use of fighting over the will? That's all I know.